Great song, and if you're listening to the words, it's really what this whole month is about. So we read in the book of Luke that for nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light. Now, for some of us, that's a big yay. And for some of us, that's a big yikes. But either way, it's essential for us to remember that we are divine beacons of light. We are transmitters of energy, and we are constantly communicating with the universe in which we live and with everything in it. We are spiritual, vibrational beings right now. Even while we're in this three-dimensional world that seems so solid, we are energy in form and expression with the body. But even our skin has detectable vibrational emissions. We're a vibrational being. And no matter how tired or fatigued we might feel sometimes, we still feel alive. And the life that we feel within us is the presence of the pure, positive energy that created us and all that lives. One energy everywhere. We read in the science of mind, the infinite of itself is formless, but within it are contained all the forms which give expression to it. Spirit is the limitless, within which is all space. Spirit is timeless, within which is all time. This universal atmosphere is the medium through which all intercommunication takes place on every plane, even here in this 3D world. Now, we know that we can feel this formless energy, some kind of energy within others, as well as ourselves, because there is just one life force within all that lives. And sometimes we might like the energy we feel, and sometimes we might not like the energy we feel, but we feel it because it's within us too. What we as an individual think about habitually becomes the energy that we give out. It becomes our vibrational personality, so to speak. An extrovert or introvert makes no difference to a universe that feels us all. Who we believe we are right now is out there in the energy field that we all share. And we're all vibrationally talking up a storm with each other, whether we're aware of it or not. And we are calling experiences to us, whether we want to or not. We are more naked vibrationally than we could ever be physically. I mean, we can always put on some clothes, but there is no way to cover up our vibrational self. The good news is that paradoxically, who we truly are, as an expression of the pure source energy of creation, is out there too. Continuing just like old times. Communicating with the universe we came into existence with. We've all been together. And the universe that was created by love is the same love that created us. And we all happened at the same time. And the universe knows the truth about us, even when we forget. So our true self and our current expression or suppression of it, the real deal, that we are and our made-up version of ourselves, are both living simultaneously as us, right now, right where we are. The inner and the outer can't be apart. And even though the universe isn't fooled by our pretense of being only human, the law of attraction is responding to both versions, because that's what it does. It's responding to our true self, and it's responding to the version we hold of ourself and what we believe life to be. It's the holy matchmaker. It's the vibrational atmosphere that brings balance to life and brings experiences into our life. And just like the law of gravity isn't personal, I mean, it holds us on the planet, but it would just as easily help us to fall down a cliff if we jumped off. It doesn't care if that's what we want to do. So the function of the law of attraction is to match up vibrationally. That's what it does. It doesn't care what we're thinking about. Its motto is, that which is like unto itself is drawn. Like attracts like. What goes around comes around. So the closer we come to living our divinity through our humanity, the more we live from the inside out, the closer we come to blending our human thoughts and feelings and words and actions with the love and joy and peace of our inner self. We live more clearly as the one we are. And the closer we come to that, the closer we come to living a life of health and happiness and peace and positive interactions and inner communications with all life. It's the life that we were originally created to live. But we have been given absolute freedom. And we are free to think and say, do whatever we choose. And so we're free to interfere and even restrict our ability to live such a life. Now, it occurred to me the other day, and this will be pertinent, you'll see, that the internet works a bit like the universal law of attraction. Only the internet is not quite so elegant or flawless in the perfection of its actions. Now, you've probably noticed, as I have noticed, that if we window shop, maybe we see something that interests us, maybe some item, and we click on it just to see a little bit more about it. But whether or not we lose interest in that particular item, we are going to see it over and over again. It's going to be everywhere we are. It's going to be at the top of our page, at the right-hand side of our page, whether we're checking our email or scrolling down on our Facebook page. And if we click on a particular news story in our news feed, we'll see more and more news stories just like it. And it will be easy for us to believe that that's all that's going on in the world. So I've come to the conclusion that it's not even a good idea to hover over something out of curiosity, because somehow the internet knows we're hovering. And I've become very careful about what I click on and what I hover over in my news feed and everywhere else on the internet. But I happen to enjoy the cartoon series Calvin and Hobbes. And I click on it any day, it shows up. And since the internet doesn't really have a clue what I'm interested in, whoever the wizard is behind that curtain has determined that I'm interested in all cartoons. Not just Calvin and Hobbes, but all cartoons. Crazy cartoons. And I say that these days, at least 75% of what comes over my news feed are cartoons. I mean, tons of cartoons. And if I were to judge what's happening in the world by what I see in my news feed, I'd likely conclude that most of the world is full of nonsensical two-dimensional characters. And metaphorically, I might not be that far off. So why am I mentioning this to you? You knew I had a good reason. It's because it seems a good metaphor to remind us to be more aware of the spiritual, vibrational universe that we exist in 24/7. And to be more selective about the thoughts we hover over in our mind and what we click on when we look out into the world around us. Because the law of attraction doesn't miss a thing. It listens more attentively and is far more accurate than Alexa. It has more than a clue about what we're interested in, because it senses the vibrations we emit with the thoughts we're interested in and focus on in our mind, and by what catches our curiosity and attention in the world. There's nothing that comes to us as experience that has not been invited through the vibration of our thoughts, our beliefs, our curiosity, and our focus. It's the way it goes, and it's the way it comes. The law of attraction, the science of mind might say, is the law of mind in action. Whatever we think, believe in, feel, visualize, imagine, read about, whatever affects or impresses us at all is going into the formless universe and coming back to us as the experiences that we call life. And if we didn't know better, we might believe that's all that's going on. The law of attraction is supremely accurate in bringing every experience to us that is an exact match to our vibrational output. And it's more than willing to reveal our thoughts through our experiences, because it can't do otherwise. Now, we're free to think and say and do whatever we choose. But it's important to remember that none of it is a secret. The universe is listening, and we are always communing with it vibrationally. In the book of Psalms, we read, where shall I go from your spirit? And where shall I hide from before you? If I shall ascend to heaven, there you are. And if I would descend to hell, you are there also. Everything is known to the universe. Everything. And it must come to light eventually in physical form, because that's the way it goes and that's how it comes. Unless we change the vibration of what we are emitting by changing our thinking. The good news is that we live in a universe created by love that is loving us every moment. Within us is all the love and joy and peace we could ever desire to experience. It's right here. We can choose what we want to experience in the moments of our life by being loving, joyful, and peaceful in the moments of our life. No matter what might be appearing in this three-dimensional world. Ask, and it is given. We're promised. Seek, and we will find. It's a given. Knock, and the door will be open to us. Love withholds nothing from us. Which brings us to the title of today's talk, You Had Me at Hello. Now, how many saw the movie Jerry Maguire starring Tom Cruise? Good. I'm glad there's some of you. And if you did, then you know what those words mean. But for those of us who have not, I'll just say briefly that the movie was essentially a love story. And those words were meant to say, you don't need to do one more thing. You don't need to say one more thing to earn my love. You had my love even before you recognized it. But we can't realize what we don't recognize. We have to recognize the love in which we live, the love that lives in us. If we want to have a real relationship of love with this universe and all that exists in it, with each other, with those we've yet to meet. In Science of Mind, the first step of an affirmative prayer is called recognition. It's the recognition that God, the great I am, the absolute spirit, pure positive energy, liquid love, is the only presence and power. It's all that is, period. Where indeed could we go from a presence that is everywhere? There's nowhere to run, and there's no place to go, whether we choose to vibe high or we choose to vibe low. Recognition is like saying hello to God, to the love that's unconditionally loving us, that is there anytime and everywhere. As we do, as we say hello, that's step 2. Unification, consciously knowing our oneness with that which has been there and we've been one with all the time. We've never been separate from it. The love of God doesn't turn off or go away until we're ready to pray. It's always there. And every thought is a prayer. Now, for some of us, that's a yay. And for some of us, that's a yikes. But either way, it's something essential for us to remember. We read in the Way of the Heart, you have not come forth from some mechanical, unthinking force. You have come forth from pure intelligence. You have come forth from pure love. You have come forth from a source beyond all comprehension. You have come forth from the radiance of a light so bright that the world cannot see it or contain it. You have come forth from that which alone is eternally real. Because you have come forth from it, you are one with it always. Love comes into this world, comes into form and expression through us when we recognize love is all there is and all that's true about us. When we say hello to love, when we say hello to the God of love, we recognize the one relationship we've had since before the beginning. It's the one we'll always have. The full and total eternal relationship of love. And when we recognize that, we realize that no matter what may be going on in our life or in this world, love will never withhold any good thing from us. Namaste. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a really good one. Jerry Maguire. Yes. Well, that's where we are right now, Laura. Show me the money. This is a time of our service when we say thank you for those of you who have been showing up and showing financial support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We so appreciate it. And thank you for those of you who watch live stream or watch the video and are inspired to support us financially. Because that's how we continue to do what we do. And even if you're out of town or somewhere else, we'll always be here for you. And it takes, in this world, financial support. And even as any of us gives, we're giving from that place within us that is unbound, that is absolutely rich, that is absolutely unlimited. So thank you for all of you who know that already. And if it suddenly occurred to you that that may be true, and you'd like to test it out by giving a little and really finding out if what goes around comes around, then I'm going to tell you a few ways that you can go about that. You can go to PayPal, and our address through PayPal is lec2512@gmail.com. You can go to our website, lecflint.com, and there's a contribute button there, and you can give that way. You can come to service, and we'll be happy to receive your gratitude. But if you can't be here and you'd like to mail in a contribution, then our address is P.O. Box 321-294, Flint, Michigan 48532. That's it, right? And if you can figure out another way to give to us, yes, right in the back of the pew there's envelopes if you want to do that. I just love all these. Laura's over there with cue cards. Yeah. All right. Yes. There are so many ways to give, and who knows? Be inventive if you want, but show us the money. Okay. All right. So, as our gratitude receiver comes forward, we are going to listen to our beautiful Marcia Allen. We really have so few videos of the hundreds and hundreds of times that we were blessed with her voice. So this is a time to feel our gratitude and let us feel so grateful that we have two. And this is the second one. We played the other one last month, and this is I Am Blessed by Marcia Allen, Nick Calandro, and Pat Cronley.